Okay, welcome to Tuesday. My name is David, aka Ultra David. This is James.
AKA jchensor. How's everybody going?
Okay, all right. Thanks for joining us on Tuesday night. Sorry it's a little bit late. I didn't get going until later than I should have.
Did the State of the Union address last a little longer?
I just had work to do.
Okay,
Just had work to do.
See, I gave you a perfectly legitimate, responsible adult excuse.
And I went with work instead. What are you talking about?
Because
What is that?
everyone knows we can abandon work, dude.
Anyways, again, thanks for joining us. Topics today include KIT, ESGN, FGCNN, and probably to be determined. TBD.
Yeah, exactly. TBD. That's the ultimate right there.
So Kumite in Tennessee was this past weekend.
Yes.
Did you get a chance to see it?
I did, actually. I got to see a pretty decent amount of Sunday.
Okay.
And, I mean, it looked like it was super well run. It looked like a really nicely done turn. Did you see their trophies?
I did see their trophies. Yeah, those were nice.
So, for those who did not get to see Kumite in Tennessee, their trophies were heads of characters. So Marvel was Magneto, Street Fighter was Akuma,
Right.
and dude, and I think that Tekken was Heihachi, right? And they were handmade.
They were really cool
They were
looking.
custom made, and everyone who handled them said that they were really heavy, so they felt like that they were good quality and good weight and such like that. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
They were definitely cool looking.
Yeah, so I mean that was really done well. Just the whole event seemed like it ran really well done. The commentary was really good.
I thought the commentary was good.
Yeah,
I have to agree with that.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just felt like the whole thing was really well. I mean, Kit apparently this is the second year they've done a broad fighting game tournament because I heard on stream that they're normally a Tekken tournament.
Ah.
And so last year I think they only did Tekken, and I think this year they did everything. But Kit has been around for a large number of years, I heard.
Okay.
So, yeah, I just felt like it went really well. I was really impressed.
Good job to Panda for streaming. I don't know if this is the first major that he
that's right.
streamed, but that's cool. Definitely. I'm sure that would be cool to happen more. And it's a nice area to have a big tournament in. It's an area that's kind of underserved when it comes to big tournaments.
Yeah.
Midwest Championships is in the state next door, but it's kind of been on the downturn. So I don't know. It's really nice to see that more areas of the country are getting significant tournaments to attend.
Yeah, and for those people who don't know, you know what? I'm gonna look up the name of it. But Tennessee is also home to another one of those arcades run by a fighting game veteran. It's been around for a while, which is Jason Wilson's arcade.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Well, I guess it's in the same state now I think about it. I don't know why I was thinking Kentucky.
Oh, okay.
I've been thinking Kentucky. KIT is in Kentucky the whole time because of the K.
Kentucky.
Yeah, exactly. Even though in the name is Tennessee.
What is the arcade name? I forgot. It's like Game Galaxy. Yeah, Game Galaxy Arcade in Nashville, Tennessee. Yeah, so Jason Wilson, long-term player. He was originally from the Midwest area, came out to live in SoCal for a while, then eventually moved back out to the Midwest area, started an arcade out there, and him along with Fubar Duck, who runs Arcade UFO, and Mike Watson, who runs Super Arcade, and is it Henry Sen, who runs Next Level, right? So
That's right.
4 fighting game player arcades that are all still chugging along.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's definitely awesome. As far as the games go, the games were, there was Street Fighter and Marvel and Tekken and Injustice and a pretty good smattering of games overall.
Yes.
So you said you got to see it on Sunday. Does that mean you saw those top 8s, or did you only get to see a couple?
I saw all 4 top 8s actually, except actually I missed a lot of Marvel. Marvel, but I did see Injustice. I actually had Tekken on while I was taking care of a bunch of stuff. I saw all of Street Fighter, and then I saw parts of Marvel.
Okay.
But dude, Injustice was amazing.
This happens
Holy
like
crap.
so many big tournaments now. Yeah. Okay. So let's start with Injustice.
Sure. Okay.
Let's head down a little bit. So top 8 it was interesting. So the top 8 was basically comprised of the Atlanta crew and the Chicago area crew, and then Forever King from Ohio.
Yes.
Okay, so that was like how it played out. And then top 8 was 16-bit, Pim Pim Jim, if you recall, who won NEC, Pig of the Hut, Goomba, Harold, Saltface, GGA Max, and then Forever King, the one who was not a part of the Chicago or Atlanta area crew.
Yeah.
He's the one who took it.
Yeah, and it was really cool because, again, the commentary was really good on Injustice.
I really liked the commentary.
Yeah,
I thought they did a great job.
They were doing
I really
a really
did.
good job. And it was funny because they kept joking because they would, like, skew on tangents, but they'd be like, man, they're never let us back on. But, it was fine. It was fine.
Yeah.
I think they did that in Street Fighter, too. But yeah, no, I just thought it was really good. And I hope Panda is going to upload them at some point in time.
I would hope so, yeah.
Because if you can get a chance to watch that grand finals match, that was ridiculous.
It was so crazy. I didn't go through the characters. They were Catwoman, Lex Luthor and Hawkgirl, Zod, Wonder Woman and Superman, Flash, Harley Quinn.
Third place, was Harlequin.
Bane got second place, and then
Yep.
Batman won the whole thing. So again, it's another one of these events where Injustice comes in with really, really good character variety.
And I could tell everyone was rooting for Saltface to get into grand finals, to get a Harlequin into grand. Dude, she looks fun.
She's an interesting character, yeah.
Because she's just she's like a zoning kind of character that I just felt like when I picked up Persona, I played Naoto because I wanted to play that kind of zoning character. But Naoto is turns out that's not really how she plays. She's more about getting like these crazy loops going and stuff like that, right? She took advantage of that one glitch that was in the game that could let you loop forever and ever. But Harlequin, watching it made me want to play Harlequin.
Cool, dude.
Seriously.
I would love for you to play Harley Quinn. We can get some games.
Yeah, but obviously Bane made it into grand finals, which I'm sure you were happy about, right?
I'm definitely happy about that. Bane is the character that I play most. I played Lex a lot in earlier times. I've kind of dropped him. If I were spending more time with the game, I would definitely have kept him up. But he's the kind of character that you need to have all your setups down and all the little intricacies. Bane is a stupid enough character that you can not play for a little while and come back, and you have to know your opponent's options. But your own options are just the easiest command grab or whatever.
But Max
basic
is
mix-up stuff.
His meaty game where after knocking the guy down, I mean, there would just be rounds where it was just he is just dying and dying.
I'm telling you, that's what I mean. That's how Bane is. So Bane, I don't know why people thought he was bad for a while. I thought he was bad at the very start, and then I kind of kept up that
the troll.
That illusion. But he's a character who has a really dominant neutral game from quarter screen or so, because he has armor to get through stuff. He can get zoned out from farther range than that, but he's really good there. And then if he gets a knockdown, he's ridiculous.
Right.
His knockdown game is one of the better ones in recent fighting game history, I think. It's so good. I'm serious. It's amazing.
Dude, it's I mean, every time it was just he's just looking like he's losing. Then he knocks him down one time, and all of a sudden,
That's
guy's
it,
dead.
dude.
Yeah, guy's
That's
dead.
it, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure. But I was really impressed by Forever King. The Batman play is so good. Batman got nerfed a little bit in the patch. He's not the same Batman as he was in the past. He didn't get killed or anything, but a little worse here and there. But the way that Forever King moves was just awesome, I thought. And he had the up batarang and still took control of the horizontal with bats, and he was just doing all these things. Great movement. I think one of the cool things about this game over time is that the movement has become a lot more interesting. When it was released at the start, if you recall, people were saying it feels very clunky, walk speeds are slow.
Right, because everyone has the same walk speed.
Walk speeds are slow, dash speeds are okay, but it's a fixed length, and you can't cancel it like in Mortal Kombat. You can press guard and you cancel your dash, and people were used to that. A lot of people didn't like that. But if you watch videos now compared to 9 months ago or 6 months ago even, it's totally different. People are just all over, so fast.
I mean, it's funny because, we've talked about this before on a lot of our First Attack and Level 3 shows, where it's about movement. And usually, whenever I play fighting games, that's what I want to learn the most, is how the movement, how it feels. Because that's one of the most important things, Like I said, people like hitting buttons, but honestly, movement is the main thing to really focus on. And dude, when I watched that grand finals, Game 4, the way that ended, I'm not going to lie, not had that reaction watching a fighting game in a long time. Like literally the way that game ended, my jaw was just like, and I covered my mouth. I was just like,
yeah,
like I was just in shock because it was so good. So I'm not gonna spoil it. If
I
you
actually
guys
had my hands up like pumping. I was like, yeah, like in real life.
Dude, it was so good. It was really good. I mean, and the funny thing too is I was tweeting about it a lot, right? I was like, oh my god, Injustice, oh my god. And a lot of people responded who were actually watching at the time were like, dude, Injustice looks really good. Like, it looks fun, you know? So, I know we say it all the time, give it a chance, dude. Give it a chance, so.
Every once in a while I get tweets from people who say that they did give it a chance and that they like it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But anyway, it was a really good tournament. You know, even on top of Batman and Bane and Harley Quinn, The Flash had only made one top 8 in a major before, and it was at the beach.
Right.
And Zod making a good appearance up there. Catwoman, I'm sure you're happy about. So.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, it was cool to see Zod because he's a really good character that doesn't always do as well as maybe he should.
Mm-hmm. I did see Tekken, and you know, one of the things that was so first place was Anakin.
Yeah.
Second, who's Jack, right?
Yeah.
Second place was, dude, this like top, like it's all your characters, all your teams.
It was a good weekend actually for characters of mine. Yeah.
Incognito got second place. Little Majin, I guess. Majin made third place. Obscura got fourth. Clint the Beast and Kate, Cody? Mm-hmm. Cody tied for fifth. And Drum and Christian got tied for seventh place. And I guess the big story in that one was Incognito. It was, I mean, I know he isn't originally from Southern California, but this is where SoCal is where he plays a lot now. So he was out there and he was kind of in the unfriendly territory and such. So, you know, the fact that he made it so far and then ended up losing to Anakin. And again, grand final match was really good because Anakin like just went up 2-0 on Incog, and it looked like it was just gonna be like, seriously, Incog was playing really well, and then all of a sudden Anakin just went on 2-0 lead. You're like, wow, what happened? And then he caught up. He tied it at 2-2. And I was pulling for him because, you know, he was SoCal and everyone on the
I was rooting for Jax.
Yeah, I figured you were. Dude, Jack looks so good.
I haven't kept up enough with the game to know whether it's really good.
I don't know either.
It was certainly fun. Yeah. I mean, I really like Jack's options.
Yeah, I mean, it just seemed like he is really good at just getting pokes in. Like, he's not going to be some crazy character or anything like that, but he feels like the biggest example of a zoning character in those games.
He has some good range to him, yeah definitely. So. But that was cool, especially for a Tekken-themed tournament. I know there was some BS about people who didn't want to see so many like 3 out of 5s.
Oh, right.
I think that's stupid, especially for a tournament that has Tekken history. I'm fine with it. Right. In general, I would prefer to see 2 out of 3s for everything. Not just for this, but for Injustice and Street Fighter and whatever.
Well, Street Fighter was all 3 out of 5 as well. Yeah.
So I mean, while other things are also 3 out of 5, there's definitely no room to critique for Tekken. But I think it's good for there to be events that show Tekken off still.
The interesting thing about Tekken is I'm still trying to figure out why at some point in time the standard for Tekken became 3 out of 5 rounds. Like having 3 out of 5 matches with 2 out of 3 rounds, like Street Fighter, I think would be good. But 3 out of 5 and 3 out of 5, like if Street Fighter was 3 out of 5 and 3 out of 5, I think I would get mad, you know. And I like Street Fighter, right? So, you know, so if they did 3 out of 5, I would like to see it go back to 2 out of 3 or something like that. But 3 out of 5 is such the standard now. I just don't think that's possible.
I don't really know what the history is there either, but certainly as long as I've been playing Tekken, even when I played 5 for a little bit back in the day, it was 3 out of 5. So.
Right. Okay.
Just how it works, I suppose. I think Street Fighter was after that, right?
Yeah, Street Fighter came next.
Okay, so Street Fighter top 8 was Chris G, Sakura, Camelize Faye, ML. I heard this either MLS Swear or ML Swear. I'm not sure which one it is, but he's the Hakan player. Then PR Balrog with Rog and Evil Ryu at 5th. Nice One Guy at 4th. Ricky Ortiz, Rufus, 3rd place. Dominion Guile, 2nd place. And Justin Wong, Rufus won the whole thing.
Yes. And that was just another example of Justin Wong being Justin Wong. I don't know if you saw the grand finals for that one.
I actually did not. I had to leave one game into ML Swear versus Chris G. It was like the worst time to leave, but I had to go. Yeah.
Well, here's the funny story: is that Dominion, nobody put him in the losers bracket.
Oh, I heard about that.
He put himself in the losers bracket because he just got there late.
Right.
And he never lost all the way up until he had to face grand finals against Justin.
Right.
And not only did he face Justin in grand finals, he had to win 2 sets.
Right.
Right? First set, 3-0 for Dominion. Second set, 2-0 for Dominion. He went up 5 games in a row, and then Justin won 3 in a row. And it was just like...
Really?
Yeah. As soon as it happened 5 in a row, I was like, well, Justin's done, right? And then suddenly Justin was just like, okay. And it was really funny, too, because Justin had a really good interview afterwards. They asked him, like, how he turned it around against Dominion or whatever. And he said, I noticed Ricky has a better time against Dominion than I have in the history. So I just went crazy. Like, I never stopped being offensive. Like, I wasn't trying to play that zoning game. And eventually it just started paying off.
He picked up Ricky's style then.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's
Okay,
really
that's really
interesting.
cool.
Which is funny because Dominion just beat Ricky before that. But, whatever. So... But, yeah, I mean, obviously the talk of the entire tournament was ML Swear.
Yeah,
right?
probably ML Swear. He is a really good Xbox.
Yeah, that was Raf's interview. Yeah, shout-outs to Raf, I guess is how you pronounce your name. But he was doing most of the commentary for Street Fighter. He did a really good job.
I thought it was good.
So, yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
So, this Hakan player is a really good Xbox Live player.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't made it out to many tournaments, many events. This is, I don't know if it's the first big tournament he's been to or one of the first, but it's at least one of the first. And he got top 8, so I think that's great. Congratulations to him. As far as the character goes, there's a lot of character unfamiliarity with people playing against Hakan.
Yeah.
But on top of that, he beat Chris. Okay, he beat Chris G.
3-1.
He 3-1, yeah.
Yeah, 3-1.
And he just did it with, like, Hakan fundamentals, because some of Hakan's stuff is, like, weird, but fundamentals for the character, like focusing through stuff, canceling it, punishing with combo. He did that really well, and he had those 1 and 2 frame links down pretty consistently, so that was great.
Yeah, and it's his first really big tournament that he's been to, I think it is, or has he been to small ones before?
Either his first big one or one of his first big ones. I'm not sure which one it is, but certainly he's not that well experienced when it comes to big tournaments.
Right.
So yeah, he had a good day. And then afterward, there's this conversation that people have, like, oh, maybe Hakan's a good character.
Dude, I that's why I tweeted, I was like, welcome to Ultra David and James Chen conversation in 2011.
This character has good mobility, good damage, good footsies. He has good anti-airs in some matchups. He has the ability, by the way, to effectively parry through a lot of things in the game, and you can't play your normal stuff against him.
Dude,
he has all the mix-ups. I don't know what it is about him that people don't see. It always is surprising.
When he's oiled, he's a top 3 character.
I think he's the best if he's oiled. He's so good.
That holds him back is the fact that he has to spend time oiled. He has to kill his own momentum sometimes to oil, and then if he runs out of oil, that's when you take advantage of him. That's the whole dynamic of the character.
Of course.
Right?
So that definitely takes the character down from being top tier to not top tier, but he's no worse than like high mid, maybe high tier, like top 10 to 15, something like that.
Yeah. And I mean, again,
he's dangerous.
Chris G has a Hakan to play against at Next Level Battle Coliseum. I forgot what's the
Ruhit, if I recall correctly.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, so he has some experience against the character, but then again, I just think ML Swear is on a different level with Hakan than pretty much most of the other Hakans that's out there, judging from what I was seeing.
Yeah, I think, honestly, the biggest individual difference that I notice about his play compared to others is the execution. It's not easy. You have to, that character is about 1 and 2 frame links. Like, that is a huge part of his character. So, there are other people who I think have about as good footsies and the mix-ups and stuff, but to consistently get the focus dash canceling into punishes, into slides, is not easy. And he had it a lot. He had that very consistently.
Yeah, and again, so I did feel like Chris lost a little bit because he did get caught by things he wasn't expecting and just he wasn't ready for. But I mean, there were times where he got he got at least one perfect on Chris, and it felt very Bane-like in a weird way because whenever he got the momentum going, like it was just giant chunks of life all at once.
Yeah.
You know, so he eventually lost to Nice One, the guy player, but
Right.
apparently those two are friends. They play all the time, and
Right.
Nice One usually gets the better of him. So you could tell all of his nerves ratcheted up because he started dropping a lot of those links and such. So
Yeah.
I would have loved to have seen him go further, dude.
Me
So-
too. I heard that he had a good enough time that he wants to make this a more regular thing, attending big tournaments.
Good. I'm glad,
I hope
I'm
that's
glad.
true.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not just for the character's sake, but for his sake personally. I'd love to see him do more and do better.
He's a talented player, and if I
seems
remember what the commentators were saying is he's actually been playing fighting games forever.
Okay.
Like since Street Fighter 2. So
Okay.
he's just been like playing fighting games for a very long time. Never really was a part of any sort of tournament
Gotcha.
circuit or something like that.
Gotcha.
So he's got a lot of those fundamentals in there, and I think that's what helps him a lot in
Okay.
those matches. So
Okay, let's wrap this up by talking about Marvel 3. Like I said, I had to leave at that very inopportune time, so I did not see any of the top 8 for Marvel.
yeah, I saw like the first couple of matches, and then like I came back, and it was right at the end of the grand final. So I actually didn't get to see much. I did see that Chris G eventually defeated PR Balrog.
Yeah.
Justin lost to
Of course.
PR Balrog and Chris G. And, you know, those are his two demons in this game, I feel like. Justin obviously always seems to be able to make, like, decent comebacks against Chris, like he did at EVO.
Yeah.
He almost did it at Capcom
Yeah.
25th, right? But, dude, Justin, like, I don't know if people don't know this, but Justin loses to PR Rog in Marvel all the time. Like, all the time. Like, PR Rog is kind of like his demon. You remember when EVO, when PR Rog got second place versus Viscant,
Yeah.
Justin lost to PR Rog, and that's how PR Rog got there, right?
I don't even
So,
remember. Was
yeah.
that like the losers
third
finals?
Place. Yeah, it was third place. So Justin got third place because he lost to PR Rog. PR Rog always seems to
I
get
don't
the
even
better
recall.
of Justin
Okay.
in that. So, yeah. But,
All right. So anyway, top 8 was Luz with Nova Hager Doom, some brown kid with Wolverine Dante Akuma, then Justin with Wolverine Storm Akuma, then Jan with Hulk Shuma Hager. I hadn't seen this.
yeah, he changed his team up.
Okay,
He
I
changed his team up.
gotta watch that then. That's very interesting. Noel Brown, good job to him with Wolverine Doom Phoenix. Neo Karsh with Nova Spencer Taskmaster. That's pretty cool. He kept that. Rog with Wolverine Doom Virgil and Chris G with Morgan Doom Virgil.
Yeah, apparently, it might have been on Saturday, but I think Noel and it might have been PR Rog had a match, and supposedly was like super good that Noel clutched out like barely or something.
Oh, I saw him
like
tweet
that.
about that. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah. So I didn't get a chance to see that match, but apparently that one was like down to the wire just from the hints that I got. So yeah.
Cool. Well, it sounds like I gotta rewatch a couple of these
Yeah.
matches here, just see what happened.
Yeah, Shuma's coming up on the uprise.
He should
I'm
be.
saying that.
Yeah.
I'm saying that because I've heard a lot of other people say
Yeah,
that
me too.
right? And so I think that's exciting. I mean, that means I can steal stuff from people, right?
Yeah, you can copy ideas.
But because I still think he's a terrible anchor. Like I
Uh-huh.
do not think he is a good anchor.
Okay.
So that's why I thought Jan's team was very interesting. That he put Shuma in the middle.
Right.
It's kind of interesting. So, but yeah, good
I
stuff.
like Shuma with Hulk. I don't think that the assist is quite as good for OTG purposes as like rock punches or whatever,
yeah.
but it controls space pretty well, and
Oh, yeah,
it
yeah.
makes things safe pretty well, which
Yeah,
is good.
yeah, for sure. Okay.
So I guess that's it for talking about the tournament. Let's see what else
Yeah.
happened. Melee happened.
Oh, Justin
Didn't
won
watch.
Killer
Justin won
Instinct again. Yeah.
Who won Blaze Blue? Richinan with Lychee, then Skeleton Minion with Hakumen, Shinsen with Bang Ragna and Jin, and Dark Ranger EX with Makoto.
Okay. Yeah, no Kokonoe's there, but again, the issue is a lot of people who are good at the game probably aren't going to play Kokonoe just because they want to play something else. So,
Alrighty, well let's take a quick break. We'll be back in a bit.
all right.
Okay, welcome back to Tuesday. So over the last couple of days, there has been a new broadcast, a new kind of broadcast too, for fighting games. It's been ESGN Broadcasting Fight Night.
Yes, ESGN is a group that Germany, based in Germany, and they're basically trying to become like a content producer channel for competitive video games. It seems like they released a bunch of commercials and such, and it's great that they're trying to get into the fighting game realm, and so they produced the show. Yeah,
I definitely agree that it is good. Well, we'll talk more about our thoughts about it, but just to describe it, if you haven't seen it yet, the Fight Night is kind of like a game show.
Okay.
Format. It's weird. Yeah, you haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah. I only saw it yesterday. I haven't seen it today.
Yeah.
So
I
was
haven't
too busy.
seen either episode yet. So, admittedly, I'm in the dark on this one.
Okay.
I'm gonna rely on you for this.
So, it's a little convoluted, but the point is, you spin a wheel, and it has like the faces of each other competitor on there.
Okay.
And then whoever gets their face picked has to play, and then the wheel is spun again to find their opponent, and then whoever wins spins the wheel again to see who their next opponent is. And you can like stack the wheel with the person who you want to play. Again, it's a little convoluted.
Okay.
There's a little bit of I don't know about it.
Okay.
I didn't follow it like 1,000%.
So I mean, is this just a thing where they're all gonna play each other for a grand prize at the end, or?
So the prize is up to 25,000.
Okay.
And that is if you win a certain amount of matches in a row.
Okay. So it's like one of those game shows, exactly like a game show where it's
show.
like you can win up to this much money, but that's not guaranteed.
It's kind of like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, where you can keep answering questions, and each time you do, you'll win more money. Or you could just be like, enough. I'm good. I'm leaving with this amount of money.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So they show it's a first to 7 each time.
And they only show one match, right?
And it's one match per show.
Interesting. Because what's interesting about that is that means you could have 7 matches or 13 matches. So, I mean, do they just play as long? It's not a set length?
I'm not sure about that.
Okay. That's really interesting. That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah, it is. It's an interesting idea. It's certainly something that hasn't been done, at least with fighting games before. Maybe with something else that I'm not aware of. But
right.
I haven't seen it with fighting games. And it brings kind of an interesting, different side to a fighting game event. It's certainly not a tournament. It's not even really just a show match. There's like this additional game show element involved.
Right. And just judging from the comments I kept reading about it, one of the things that sounds really cool about it is it sounds like it's really good at showing the personality of the players.
That's a huge part of it.
Yeah, okay,
definitely.
That's
there
cool.
are interviews.
That's really cool.
There are interviews with the players beforehand and during and after.
And the production value is supposedly just like crazy, right?
So here's the thing: the production value is very good in some ways.
Okay.
The graphics were very nice. The transitions were cool. Blah blah blah. The frame rate was like 20 frames a second. It was like really crappy.
That's weird. I wonder if it's like
it was
some
bizarre
European signal to American signal conversion.
No, I heard that they're addressing that.
Okay.
That will be solved or has been solved.
Okay. So, well, first of all, before we get into a little bit more on the production, how many players were there and who were they?
Okay, that's a good question. Right. Let's see. As for number, there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8
guys. Okay.
They were Alyun, Tokido, Xian, Reinhardt, Mike Ross, Filipino Champ, Luffy, and Infiltration.
That's actually a really cool...
So you have a couple of Americans, you have a couple of people from Europe, you have a few people from Asia.
That's actually a really nice distribution.
I think so too. Yeah, even within those respective regions, there are some differences. NorCal versus SoCal, UK versus France, like Japan versus Singapore. I mean, so they got a lot of good representation.
Very interesting that they chose
Korea.
F-Champ over a lot of different guys, though, because he hasn't really been playing as much Street Fighter recently.
Yeah, I totally agree.
But,
I'm not really sure what the deal is with that. He's definitely a good personality to have. If that's what they're thinking of, then that's a good idea. Because he played today.
Oh, okay.
So the first one was Shen versus Mike Ross.
Right? Which is a perfect way to start. You have to start with Mike Ross.
Mike Ross is who started it off.
Yeah.
And then he got Shen. So early in the set, it was pretty even. Mike jumped out to a lead, and then it was a blow up. After that, Shen won 7-4.
Right.
and then he spun the wheel, and he loaded it with F-Champ. Again, you can load the wheel.
That's so weird.
I forget the exact mechanism, but whatever it is, there were like 3 or 4 F-Champs on this wheel that he could have picked, and of course F-Champ got selected. And so today was Shen versus F-Champ.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen it, but
Okay.
everybody has told me that he got lit up.
But see, that's not even F-Champ's fault necessarily. I mean, like I said, he hasn't been playing that much, number one. And two, dude, his character is like not that good anymore.
His
right?
character is a bug.
So,
yeah. As far as the
yeah.
characters that are there, yeah, nobody else is even close, in my opinion. But yeah, and anyway, so that's the format. Those are the players. So I like it as a broad idea.
Yes.
I like the idea of it. I really don't like some of the things that they did.
So I mean, it sounds like to me the production value was good.
With the exception of the frame rate, but everything else was nice.
But
for
sounds
sure.
like it's some of the production choices that you were not a fan of, right? Not necessarily the quality of the production.
That's a good way to put it, I think.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So I don't understand the need for the sexy schoolgirl thing. Like she has the thick nerd glasses even.
Dude, I saw them in the trailer,
understand.
and I was just like, I mean, what did they do in the show? Were they just there?
They might have realized that it was a bad idea and tried to edit her out as well as they could. The only time she showed up is when she spun the wheel.
Okay.
That was it.
Oh, okay.
At least in the first episode.
Right,
I haven't seen the one today.
Okay.
So maybe they tried to like move away from that direction. Apparently, so they haven't just done this with fighting games. They did it, I don't know if it's the same format, but they have done stuff with other games as well. I believe with Hearthstone and StarCraft, if I recall correctly.
They have ring girls.
And they had the same kind of thing. And those communities had the same reaction that we are having to it. Why do you feel the need to do this?
Right.
Just play some video games,
I mean,
man. Like, we don't need this.
One of the
little
first
display.
commercials that ESGN released was like girls doing yoga or
Right,
whatever like
yeah.
that. And it was just like,
It's bizarre.
yeah, I mean, dude, that whole let's get gamer nerds by showing hot women thing needs to go.
Yeah,
dude.
come on.
I mean, it's 2014 already.
So I didn't like that. I hope that that's something that they're addressing.
Yeah.
I didn't like the fact that there's canned audience applause. Like there's like canned cheering. Like they press the cheer button and it goes woo.
Could you tell it was
yeah.
like, oh no,
Super obvious.
dude. Okay, so I mean, like, I've been to live recordings for concerts before. So actually,
Okay.
they did this at the League of Legends event that you guys got kicked out of, right? Where they basically were like, "Okay, applaud," and they recorded
Yeah,
everyone
they
cheering
did.
so they can go back. I mean, that's a standard thing that you do, right? Like, I've been to live concert recordings
Okay.
where they did stuff like that, right? And stuff, and they couldn't even do that. I mean.
It sounded just like fake applause. Okay?
I mean, was there? I wonder if there even was an audience.
I'm not
that
sure
was
whether
there.
there was an
Okay,
audience.
Okay.
But I saw on Team Liquid there's a post about this, and one of the people who was involved, he responded to that in part saying, yeah, like we're still looking at how to change things, and like maybe this is something that will go away.
Okay.
So that would be nice. One of the two commentators were Gutex and Tasteless.
Right.
You don't know what Tasteless is. He's a StarCraft commentator. Has been doing it since Brood War days.
Yeah,
very well known.
Very well known for doing commentary with his partner Artosis, right?
That's right.
That's Tastosis, right? Those guys.
In combination.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He hasn't commentated Street Fighter before, but he has played it a lot. He plays in Korea where he lives most of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
from
he
what I've
likes
heard,
the
he's pretty
game.
good.
Yeah, and he likes the game a lot, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, he definitely has played and likes Street Fighter 4. So it made sense to me to have him there because, he can bring in a different kind of viewer. People who are accustomed to seeing him and really like him from other games can come in and have somebody who's like along the ride.
Right.
With
I mean,
them.
look, I commentated Smash at EVO last time.
Right.
I understand 100% because I had no business being there.
Sure.
Right? So I totally understand. So I'm totally down. And, like we said, he likes Street Fighter. So obviously he was probably pretty excited to get a chance to do it too. So
From what I heard, he was very nervous. He was very nervous.
see, that's cool to hear, though. That's cool to hear because that means he wants to do a good job. You
That's
know
exactly
what I mean?
why. Yeah.
Yeah,
And because he
exactly.
knows that we're ready to pounce.
Dude,
The fighting game community will pounce.
Again,
And we did.
again, dude. Like seriously, when I was doing Smash, I was terrified.
Yeah.
In fact, when I first started before Sunday, like on Friday or Saturday, I was doing commentary. I was just like, I don't even know what to say. I was just like confused, and so, dude, it's pretty terrifying, especially when like in this situation for Smash, Prague has done commentary with D1 forever. And who am I to jump in there?
I hear
but it was unnerving. But so
Yeah,
I
I'm
totally
sure.
understand how he feels. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, there were some mistakes. He didn't know all the things. He called Gen Jen.
Yeah, I heard
It's just like unfortunate stuff.
I heard
But
about
I'm
that,
not going
yeah.
to be too critical for him about it because I like the fact that he's trying to do it. I would love it if he could bring in people who are StarCraft fans and whatever else into Street Fighter, into fighting games in general after that. I think that's a great idea. So I'm willing to like look past that stuff.
Right.
It's fixable things.
Right.
You don't next time you don't call Gen Jen, right?
Right.
You look into the commentary more, and maybe when you get used to it a little bit more, you're a little bit less nervous. You can find your groove a little bit better.
Right. But I mean, all the matches were pre-recorded in one day, and they're just showing them one at a time now. I'm assuming, right?
I'm not sure how that works. Is that maybe?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I would assume so because most of the guys were in Germany for about a weekend and then they came back.
Okay.
Right. So, yeah, but I mean, a lot of people were saying like one of the things that they were critiquing about the commentaries, it felt like Gutex and Tasteless didn't have very good chemistry. Because I mean, let's look at another situation. Obviously, Tasteless was not quite on the same level, but Seth Killian and Adam Sessler, when they did Street Fighter 4, right? Adam Sessler was trying really hard to do well.
Right.
But the thing about it was Seth did a really good job guiding him and just kind of like trying to keep him in there and correcting him in ways that weren't like, yo, dude, you said that wrong.
Right.
And I don't know. I guess I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know if maybe that's what like Gutex was missing. And
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's fair to say. He let Jen go on a little bit longer than he probably should have.
Okay.
He didn't. He's definitely a good host, Gutex. But working with somebody who's totally new to the thing might be a new experience for him.
Yeah, because I mean,
so I don't know. Maybe it's something that they figure out over time.
Right.
Well,
I mean, it's
see
just one of those
follow-up
things.
Episodes.
If you hear someone say Jen, the very next thing you do is find an excuse to say Gen.
100% agree.
Right.
Of course.
So, yeah. So
Of course.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Okay.
They also had explanations of certain things, of concepts.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's
they
cool.
did. I mean, I really liked a lot of the stuff that they did. I had these few issues in the schoolgirl thing and the laugh track or whatever it was, and the
laugh track
and the frame rate, and all that is solvable. You can fix it. So I hope that they do in the future.
Yeah, I mean the cool thing about the explanations, dude, I can't even. There's probably been at least 4 or 5 tournaments that we've been involved with already, where the organizers have been, we're gonna put up explanation slides, we're gonna talk about stuff, we're gonna make explanation videos. Dude, it's the hardest thing to sit down and make.
It's true. It does take a while.
It's really strangely hard to do because, I mean, look, I spend a whole episode on frame traps. I give myself like over an hour to talk about frame traps. If you want to put it down into a slide, right, that you can just, a frame trap is blah, blah. Dude, good luck with that, dude. Good luck. So, yeah. But,
well, we'll see what happens in the future. I guess I got to watch the episode from today. I think it goes on this whole week.
Oh, okay.
The first season or whatever.
Well, the cool thing about it, honestly, is I'm guessing, I don't know if they're basing it off of the reception of yesterday's episode already, but the one thing that I saw on Twitter today was that Sanford is being flown out to Germany.
Oh, wow.
So he's flying out to Germany.
Yeah, they're recording a new season. That's right. Yeah,
so they're going right back into it. So that's great to hear that they're going to continue this content. So that's really cool. I'm really happy to hear that. So
I totally agree. Yeah. I don't understand at all how the economics of the thing are supposed to work. It costs a lot of money to fly people from all the 4 corners of the earth that they had. That's like 5 digits in cost.
Right. Well, let's ask Lap Chi how much.
Exactly. It costs a lot of money. And they have to have 25,000.
Yes.
Even if they don't pay out that much.
Right,
they have to
right,
have
right.
it just in case. So they have to be pretty well funded. And a lot of graphics were there. They had a lot of production value. So it's very expensive.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about it is you can tell already this whole channel thing, the commercials, they're really doing this media blitz. They're really trying to get in there. I mean, you got to imagine it's venture capitalists, right? Just like a bunch of people investing in this thing and hoping that it does well. I mean, that's how most businesses work. There's very few situations where we have a community like the fighting game community where everything is like self-funded.
Sure.
Like, that almost never happens, right? So almost all the leagues and everything else out there, they're all based in venture capitalists. You got to find investors and spend all this money to try to make the money.
Yeah.
And the fighting game community is the exact opposite, dude.
That's true.
We're spending money to recover that money. Pretty much. So.
That is pretty much it. It. Well, I hope it works out for them. We'll see how they go moving forward. So let's take a break.
Okay.
Okay, we'll come back with a little bit more after this.
All right.